In the heart of San Francisco, surrounded by the shimmering glass towers of ambition, Greenwood and Associates stood as a beacon of success in the world of tech consulting. With its high-profile clients and an aura of elitism, the firm cultivated a workforce of some of the finest minds in the industry. However, lurking beneath the polished surface, an internal struggle unfolded, one that few could see, but one that would ultimately change everything. Among the bustling corridors of this prestigious firm was Ella Turner, a janitor who quietly went about her daily tasks while remaining invisible to her colleagues. Little did they know that this seemingly ordinary woman held the key to a secret that would unravel the very foundations of Greenwood and Associates. Chapter 1. The Silent Observer. Ella Turner started her day before the sun broke over the skyline. The city was still waking, and the streets were tranquil as she made her way to work. Clad in her navy blue uniform, Ella would push her cleaning cart through the vast halls of the firm, mopping floors and emptying wastebaskets. The noise of her work was a quiet contrast to the buzzing energy that would soon take over the building. Each day was the same. Ella arrived early, before the executives took their seats, and began her meticulous routine. She had grown accustomed to the solitude of her role, despite the quiet disdain some of the higher-ups showed toward the support staff. It was a necessary invisibility, she thought. Her mission was more profound than mere cleaning. As she wiped down desks and polished glass, Ella paid close attention to her surroundings. Her keen eyes missed nothing. The way the executives tossed papers carelessly, the whispered conversations that dripped with entitlement, the dismissive glances that belittled anyone deemed less than. Among these individuals, Liam Carter, the CEO, exuded a particular arrogance that grated on her. Liam was tall, impeccably dressed, and had an air of superiority that seemed to fill the room long before he arrived. He treated everyone with the same disdain, from junior consultants to receptionists, without a hint of humility. Ella despised how he could mock and belittle those beneath him without a second thought, reinforcing a toxic culture that threatened to suffocate the very success of the company. But what troubled her most was Monica Hayes, the chief strategy officer, who matched Liam's condescension with her own brand of derision. Their disdain for the support staff was palpable, and it echoed through the halls like a dark specter, one that Ella needed to confront. Chapter 2. A Hidden Legacy. Ella Turner was not just a janitor. Her story traced back years to the inception of Greenwood and Associates. Driven by dreams and determination, she had poured her heart into building the firm, nurturing it through its growth and challenges. When her health began to decline, she had made the agonizing decision to entrust the day-to-day operations to her cousin, Luke. He had become the CEO, while she remained in the shadows, watching, waiting for the right moment to reemerge. But underneath the success and the impressive figures lay a disturbing shift. Ella had been silently observing the company's descent into a culture that prioritized profits over the values she had implemented. The integrity of Greenwood and Associates was slipping through their fingers, and Ella had to uncover how deep the rot went before she could make her move. Her early morning shifts provided an inadvertent vantage point. Ella would often overhear conversations that revealed a troubling reality. One morning, while sweeping outside the offices, she caught a snippet of a conversation between Liam and Monica. "I don't know how much longer we can keep the janitorial staff around," Monica scoffed. "They don't even clean the offices properly. It's embarrassing for a firm of our caliber." Liam laughed dismissively. "They should be grateful to have jobs. They're lucky we don't replace them." Ella's heart sank. Was this how her company, a product of her labor and vision, had devolved? She realized that it was more than just their lack of respect for the support staff. It was a direct assault on everything she had built. Ella knew she had to act, but not just yet. Chapter 3. Crossing Boundaries. As weeks passed, Ella grew increasingly frustrated with the behaviors of the upper management. Liam continued to wield his power like a weapon, intimidating others with casual cruelty, and his attitude towards Ella started to shift from dismissive to something far more unsettling. Every interaction felt charged and inappropriate, from unwanted glances to unsettling comments. Each encounter left her feeling exposed, as if Liam were stripping away her agency, layer by layer. One morning, as Ella scrubs the floor outside his office, he stopped beside her, his gaze predatory. "Hey, Ella," he smirked, his voice laced with condescension. "You know if you worked a bit harder, you might be able to do something more fitting with your life." Ella's stomach twisted at the implication. She forced a smile, masking her disgust. "I'll make sure to check the floors again, Liam." Liam leaned closer, invading her personal space. "You're too pretty to be cleaning. If you cooperate, I could help you find a better position here." With each passing day, Ella grappled with the creeping anger and humiliation she felt under his gaze. Yet she stood firm, knowing she had to remain patient. The reckoning would come, but it needed careful planning. Chapter 4. The Breaking Point. One evening, as Ella finished her rounds, she anticipated a quiet end to her day, but when she stepped into the parking garage, Liam emerged from the shadows, blocking her path. The air was thick with tension as he closed the distance between them, a predator waiting to pounce. "Ella," he drawled, his voice oozing insincerity, "you've been working really hard. I think you deserve something more than this." Her heart raced as she realized his intentions were as sinister as they were manipulative. "You know, I can make sure your future here is much brighter if you just do as I say. Don't make this harder than it needs to be." Ella's blood boiled. "If you continue to harass me, you'll regret it," she said, her voice unwavering. She had reached her breaking point. For the first time, she held her ground against him, her fierce determination cutting through his bravado. She turned on her heel, walking away, knowing it was finally time to reclaim her power. Chapter 5. The Transformation. The following morning, the atmosphere in the office crackled with anticipation as Ella walked through the doors. Unlike the familiar navy blue uniform, she was now dressed sharp in a tailored suit, her hair perfectly styled. The confidence she exuded was palpable, and heads turned as she strode purposefully through the lobby. Liam and Monica sat unsuspectingly in their boardroom, prepping for a meeting when her entrance caught their attention. At first, confusion marked their faces, but as she walked to the head of the table and stood beside her cousin Luke, realization washed over the room. "This is Ella Turner," Luke announced proudly, "the founder and majority stakeholder of Greenwood and Associates." A stunned silence enveloped the room. Ella's heart raced, and for the first time she saw Liam's arrogant facade crack. The power dynamic shifted abruptly. The predator was now the prey. "What is this?" Liam stuttered, bewilderment etched across his features. "You're the janitor? This can't be happening." Ella cut in, her tone firm and clear. "Yes, Liam. I've been watching from behind the scenes, and what I've witnessed was unacceptable. You've harassed me and your employees, mismanaged the company, and betrayed the values I instilled in my business." Liam's complexion paled as panic coursed through him. "But I'm the CEO!" "Not anymore," she replied coldly. "Effective immediately, you're fired. I will also be pursuing legal action." As security escorted him from the room, Ella felt a sense of triumph surge within her. Stepping before the remaining management team, she addressed them with authority. "For those of you who have upheld the principles of this firm, your positions are secure. But for those who perpetuated this toxic culture, there will be consequences." With that, Ella dismissed several members of the board, the air thick with a mixture of fear and empowerment. She turned to the assembled employees, their faces a blend of awe and gratitude. From this day forward, Greenwood and Associates will be a place of respect, integrity, and innovation. This company has always stood for more than profits. It's about people. Together, we will rebuild it on those ideals. Chapter 6. The New Beginning. With each passing day, Ella embraced her role as the company's new CEO, embracing the challenge ahead. The changes she implemented began to breathe new life into Greenwood and Associates. Employees who had once felt invisible started to see their contributions valued, while the upper-level employees were held to a higher standard than before. No longer would they operate under a veil of arrogance and condescension. Ella was determined to correct the course. The toxic culture that had once permeated the environment began to shift as trust was rebuilt. Ella held meetings to restore transparency and open communication, encouraging employees to voice their concerns and contribute to the company. The transformation was palpable. Ella witnessed employees blossom, their creativity and enthusiasm for their work reignited. They were no longer just cogs in a machine, they were vital parts of a thriving organization. Chapter 7. Facing Challenges. However, rebuilding the company was no easy task. Ella faced resistance from some corners, especially from those who had thrived on the previous culture. Whispers of discontent rippled through the halls as certain senior members clung tightly to their power. To counteract this, Ella doubled down on her commitment to transparency. She introduced regular feedback sessions where employees at all levels could express their input and concerns without fear of backlash. The awkwardness soon melted away, replaced by an air of collaboration that had once seemed impossible, but the road ahead wasn't without obstacles. Ella faced challenges from opposing members of the board who resisted her progressive changes. Some were hesitant to embrace the new culture she envisioned, convinced that success could only be measured in profits. Through every challenge she faced, Ella relied on her innate strength and the minds of her committed employees. It became clear that they all shared a common goal: to restore Greenwood and Associates to its rightful place as a leader in the consulting industry, founded not merely on financial gain, but on shared values of respect and integrity. Chapter 8. A Season of Triumph. Months passed, and the tides began to shift for better. Ella watched as her vision started to take root. The environment transformed and morale surged to new heights. The once stagnant offices were now alive with ideas, collaboration, and innovation. Employees buzzed with excitement, their passion reborn. Recognizing the need to showcase this change, Ella spearheaded initiatives to highlight their success stories. She organized events to celebrate employee achievements and encouraged participation in community outreach projects. This renewed focus on community fostered a sense of pride, not just for the firm but for the individuals who worked within it. Ella also established mentorship programs, pairing junior staff with experienced consultants who guided them along their career paths. It became a cycle of empowerment, each person building up the next. For the first time, employees felt they had a voice, a purpose, and a stake in the future of the company. Chapter 9. Confronting the Past. Yet, as Greenwood and Associates grew, the shadows of the past still lingered. Ella knew she couldn't ignore the behaviors that had nearly derailed the company. Thus, she initiated forums focused on cultivating a respectful workplace culture, inviting employees to openly discuss past experiences and learn from them. The raw honesty in these discussions fostered a deeper understanding of the undercurrents that had previously poisoned their environment. Employees began to feel safe enough to express their feelings, discussing experiences of harassment and discrimination. It was an essential healing process, one that increased trust and accountability across the board. Ella made a point to be present in these sessions, offering support and guidance. She believed that moving forward would require facing the past and acknowledging the pain it had caused. Slowly but surely, healing began to take place. Chapter 10. A Comfortable Serenity. As years rolled by, Greenwood and Associates became a case study in corporate transformation, a corporate entity reborn through resilience, respect, and renewed purpose. Ella had guided the company with strength and compassion, achieving milestones that resonated far beyond profits. One night, as she sat in her office overlooking the skyline of San Francisco, a sense of serenity washed over her. She reflected on everything they had accomplished, and on how far they had come from the days of silent struggle. Ella sonrió. Las opciones que hizo habían creado un lugar de trabajo comprometido con la integridad y la dignidad de cada empleado. Her phone buzzed with a message from Luke, a reminder of their journey. "We did this together, Ella. You've built something incredible." Epilogue. Karma, as Ella often mused, had a way of finding its way back to those who deserved it. As she looked out at the twinkling city below, she realized that the challenges she had faced had forged a stronger bond among employees, creating a genuine sense of unity. Ella Turner had stepped from the shadows of anonymity and reclaimed her power, transforming Greenwood and Associates into a shining example of what was possible when respect, integrity, and persistence intersected within the corporate world. As the night deepened, she knew that while challenges would always lie ahead, the foundation they had built together could weather any storm. It was a reminder that influence is not merely about position, it was about intent, heart, and the indomitable spirit of those steadfast in their belief for a better future. With newfound strength and commitment, Ella Turner was ready to lead the firm into its next chapter, a narrative defined not just by success, but by the profound human connections forged within its walls. The transformation of Ella Turner and Greenwood and Associates became an inspiring tale of resilience, reminding everyone that sometimes the most powerful stories are those written from the margins, waiting for the right moment to unfold. Thank you for taking this journey with us through Ella's empowering story. We hope it inspires you to recognize the importance of integrity and compassion in every endeavor. If you enjoyed this tale, please like, share, and subscribe for more engaging stories that remind us how strength can emerge from seemingly humble beginnings.